Okay, so I can preview the current design, right? So I can hit this play button in the corner, and it shows me like what looks like a phone on my screen, right? Or if it was a website, it could show it in a website. You can choose, right? So this is an interactive prototype they've already made for you, and you're going to edit it, right? But you can click on it. You can see stuff works. So let's see if I can get this on my phone too. And if you have the Adobe XD app, oh, there we go. So if you launch the Adobe XD app on your phone, and then I go here and hit record. Wait, no, not record. There. I can choose the phone, and my phone should show up here, but it's not. Okay, there we go. Or not. This worked this morning, I swear. Okay, anyway, just imagine this is my actual phone screen. It works. It's really cool. It's like live. And they have this same tool for like Photoshop. You can like have your Photoshop controls on the phone and control your computer with it. Maybe this will show up later. But this works on your device. So it's really cool because you can see your prototypes as you design them live on the phone. It's pretty cool. So like you can make changes and it'll right away it'll show up on your phone. Oh, here we go, live preview. Okay, let's try this again. Now if okay, so now you can see on my phone, the actual app is here. So as I make changes, you can see, and I can like tap on the screen and interact with it. And this is important because like we're going to make this scroll in a second, and when it's scrollable, the way it scrolls with a touch device is way different than when you're trying to simulate it on a computer screen, right? And how smooth it is and all that, you can't tell that on a simulator. But on a real device, it's much better. Let's see if I can do the QuickTime thing again. File, new recording.
Quick question.
Yes.
This tool is similar to using InVision?
Yes, it's very similar, and you'll see that. And I'm going to do the same thing in InVision in a second. Okay, so I can't do the I can't show you my actual phone on the screen, but so you can preview the current design. So you hit play. We did that. Step 2, it says create a splash screen, right? So select the artboard tool to the left. Okay, so here's the artboard tool. Let me zoom in on it. So this little button here is the artboard tool. So I can now. They didn't say this yet, but depending on if you make a new app and you say, I want to make a website, or I want to make an iPhone app, or I want to make an Android app, you can choose like, I want to make this for iPhone 10, for example, right? When you hit this artboard, it'll automatically create the properly sized screen for you. You don't have to sit there and like figure out how high or tall. So some people run into an issue with InVision, like they drew something on paper, and then they upload it to InVision, and it doesn't look right. It's sideways, or like, here's the phone screen, right? And their art takes up the first half of the screen only, and the bottom half is empty. Why? Well, because this is actually their whole piece of paper, and the art was like this, okay? But if you crop this down and get rid of this stuff on the side, then it'll fill up the whole screen. Why? Because InVision looks at the proportions of the artwork you upload to it, right? So if you're designing for a mobile device, then, and for that where it's like, vertical, not landscape, that's portrait, when it's in portrait orientation, then it's going to say, oh, if it's, it needs to be like, you need to design your art taller than it is wider, right? So if you take that same image, so I took that student's art, that they had a screenshot, I took a screenshot of their art, of the actual phone, and I just cropped it down to this, and uploaded it to InVision, and it automatically was the right size, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, how to get it exactly right size? You can actually like do it in a tool like Photoshop or something and make it the right number of pixels and all that. Just you have to have the right proportions for it to look just right. Anyway, so it says select the artboard tool. So I click on that, and then click inside this box to create a new artboard. So I click on there, and it made this artboard. Happens to be for iPhone 6, 7, 8. It's labeled there automatically for me. And I can double click in here and change that. So I can choose this arrow, double click, and I can make this a new name like my second screen. Okay? And then I want to drop some artwork in here. So I can like just drag and drop this literally, like, just like that. And you have little guides that show, oh, this is centered. Okay? So I can center it if I want to. Boom. So I did that. Okay? And then it says, pick a profile image. So here's a mask that they've made for you. And you can drop an image in there and it'll be masked by this. So I'll just like go to Finder here on my computer and find a picture. Pictures. And here's a photo of some guy. So I'm going to just drag this photo into here. And it's automatically, as I dragged it, it's automatically updated on my phone. Okay, so you can see that. And it's pretty cool. Like, literally as I make changes, it's updating on my phone right away because I'm running the app. Same thing with Envision, they have an app for that too. And you don't have to do that preview, but it's pretty cool to see that. Okay, so I did that. And notice like how much faster this was and how much cleaner it looks already than like when I was like hand drawing stuff or even using balsamic, right? But each tool has its purpose. Okay, so I did that. And then it says extend this blog post list. Select the group rectangle under latest adventures. So I'll click on it. Okay, as I click on it, it changes on my phone to show the right screen right away. Click repeat grid and so on. And then for this other one, I'll just skip over here. It says like make this screen scroll. Okay, so right now the artboard is this big, and the content goes past that. So I want to select this artboard. Okay, it says select the vertical from scrolling, drop down in the right panel. Okay, so I selected it and select the gear artboard right by clicking on the artboard name. So I click on this, and then where it says scrolling here, it says none. I want to change it to vertical. Okay, let me just zoom in on that. Okay, so I just clicked on the artboard and changed the property to allow it to scroll. Okay, and let me see if I can change this to, let me remove my phone out of the picture. See if I can get this preview here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you so you can see on my screen. So now, oh, it still doesn't scroll because the content is cut off here. So I'm going to select the artboard, which I have already. And then I want to drag this handle on the bottom to make it cover all the content. And now I'll preview it. Okay, and I can drag it. Now see how it kind of jerks? So that's why on my phone, if I preview it, it'll be much smoother. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, so if you can see my phone screen, it's smooth. So that's the benefit of using the phone. And then like, how do I make this interactive, like clickable, right? Like I want to click on something and it goes to another screen. So let me do that real quick. So I want this button, when I click on it, to go to this other screen. So it says make this interactive, right? So if I click on a button, so let me just select, oh, I want to go to this prototype mode. So right now I'm in design to like change how the screens look. I want to go to prototype, which means like make it an interactive prototype, clickable, right? Then I can click on something like this, and I get a little blue handle here. Okay, so you see this little handle? If I click on this and drag, it gives me this thing to say where do I want to connect to, right? And it's pretty simple and intuitive. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit so you can see this better. And I'm going to click and drag and make this go to this screen. Okay? And I can choose how it works. Same thing in Envision. So in Envision and in general, like if I have a mobile app, right? Okay, this is my mobile app, okay? And I have a button. So I click on the button, and it shows me another screen, right? So depending on how you want the effect to look, but like sometimes you'll be in an app and you click on something, you see a push-in transition. See, the screen moves in from the other side, right? Especially if, for certain types of views, if this has a back arrow at the top, right? That means when you go to this screen, like, suppose it's a detail view. Like say this is the detail, and this is like, the general view, right? So if you click on something like see a detail view, like sometimes you have a table or something also, and you see like mail, you click on this and you go to the screen, it has a back arrow. You often remember this on mobile, right? So this will push in from the left, right? And then when you click this back arrow, the transition is this pushes back out to the right. So that's what that means. We'll see that in Vision in a second too. Okay, so anyway, I made this, and I want to say go ahead and we'll leave this ease in, and we'll say the transition will be slide left, means slide in from the left. Okay, so let me click on this screen, and I want to preview what it looks like. So if I click on the button at the bottom, it slides in from the left, right? And I click here, it does nothing. Why? Because I didn't make the interaction here, right? So let's do that really quick, right? And then I'm going to stop after that. Just want to give you an idea. So I click on this screen, and I actually want this arrow. When I click on the arrow, go back. Oh, I just messed something up. Zoom in. I want to grab that blue handle. There we go. And go back to the screen. And I want to slide which way? Right? Okay, so now let's preview it. So I'll click on this. I'll hit play. And I click on the button at the bottom. And I click on this arrow. And it goes back. Doesn't that look cool? Okay. Are you guys happy? Okay. Any questions?
Is this free?
So, no, it's not free. And how you get it is, well, I don't know, because it used to be in beta a long time. But like all Adobe's tools, like they give it to you as a suite, and you buy a subscription. If you're a student, the subscription is half the cost, and you can get a free trial for like I think 30 or 60 days. I can, if you guys want to use this tool, like in the lab, I can ask them to install it. Like I asked them before the semester started to install Dreamer, and they haven't yet, but they will. But yeah, you can try it out if you want. I have a love-hate relationship with Adobe, mostly hate. But anyway, this is another story. So any questions on this? It's pretty clear how it works? Okay. Let me make a new recording.